United States and its allies, France, Britain, and Russia are bombing ISIS in Syria and in Iraq. Is it working?
It's helping the ground forces, but we've always said that airstrikes alone will not defeat the enemy on the ground. They can destroy some places or target perhaps some individuals, but in order to defeat the enemy, you definitely need ground forces. So it is helpful if you have effective ground forces on the ground, then it is helpful, yes.
Is ISIS weaker today than it was a year ago?
I cannot say it's weaker. Perhaps in some ways you can say that. They may have lost their conventional fighting capabilities in some areas, but they're also trying to use different methods to cope with the new situation. And as long as they hold territory and they're able to recruit people and to raise funds and also to get arms, either by capturing from the Iraqi or the Syrian forces, they're still able to be very threatening to not only the region but also to the world. So I wouldn't say that they're weaker. I think they may have been weaker in some areas, but definitely not to the extent where we would feel comfortable.
Are they getting new recruits every week, every month?
They are controlling a large area, and they are ruling over millions of people. All those individuals that live under their control are subject to their rules, and many times we've seen that they are recruiting people as young as maybe 12, 13 years old people. So yes, they are recruiting people.
Every politician in the West say their goal is to destroy ISIS. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to destroy ISIS?
It is possible, very much so. It's just, it depends on the level of commitment and the engagement of the international community and these coalition forces. If they are really, if they want to destroy ISIS in a way, you know, to completely eradicate them quickly, then there must be more engagement. But I believe that they can be destroyed. It's just a matter of time and the level of engagement, how quickly we collectively can destroy ISIS.
What do you mean by more commitment, more engagement?
Look, this is an enemy, like I said, that they're controlling large areas. Now here in Kurdistan, for instance, we have pushed them back and we have liberated a lot of areas from them. But there are other areas where they can use as sanctuary. So there must be some ground forces to go after them and to fight them. So it depends on how quickly the West wants to destroy ISIS. If they want to do it quickly, then there is a need for efficient and effective ground forces to go after them. If they are waiting for the local forces to be ready to do this job, then it will probably take a longer time.
Are you now saying that you want foreign troops on the ground, both in Syria and Iraq?
I'm not saying that we want them. I'm just telling you the facts, that if the world wants to get rid of ISIS quickly, there is a need for an effective ground force. And unfortunately, in the region, we don't see that ground force except for what we have in Kurdistan. And we have some limitations that we cannot move beyond.
So far, the only ground forces who has been successful against ISIS is the YPG in Syria, the Peshmerga in Iraq, the Kurdish forces. Why?
Determination, believing in the cause, and Kurds are good fighters. They want to protect their people and their land, and I think that's the main reason why the Kurds are so successful. It's because how much they believe in their cause and how much they want to fight terrorism.
ISIS is in control over Mosul in Iraq, which is the second largest city, and Raqqa in Syria. Is it possible to go in and take Mosul and Raqqa?
Yes, it is possible. But it depends on the forces that are going to go into the cities as liberators. We all know that there are some historical problems and sensitivities between communities. And the forces that are going to go in as liberators must be welcomed by the local population. We as the Kurds, like I said, are in place and ready to move and take part in liberating Mosul. But of course, we cannot do it alone without the Iraqi forces, and we are waiting for them to see when they would be ready to come, and then together, hopefully, we can liberate Mosul. The same goes with Raqqa, and I believe that the forces that are going to liberate Raqqa must be the ones that are acceptable by the local communities and are welcomed.
Who is in charge, really, of ISIS?
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi.
He's the top guy.
He is the top guy, but he does have lieutenants that are giving him advice and providing him with advices and support that he needs. And of course, some of them are former Iraqi military officers, and some of them are coming from different parts of the world, for instance in Chechnya, and some have military backgrounds. So everybody brings in some sort of expertise, and collectively they're coming together to set up their own tactics, their own strategies, and their own plans.
Which role are the former generals, the former colonels in Saddam Hussein's army and intelligence, which role do they have in ISIS?
Various roles. Some of them are top military leaders, some of them are advisors, some of them are helping them with intelligence, some of them are providing them with guidance, some have local connections with the population. So on different levels, actually. Some people have formally joined ISIS and have become full members of ISIS.
But could ISIS have succeeded, if we can use that word, like they have without the generals and without the colonels from the Saddam Hussein?
Every particular individual brings some sort of different expertise. So the lesser people they have, the less successful they will be. Of course, I mean, this collective effort by everybody has made ISIS to be more dangerous.
If the West is not putting boots on the ground, if you allow ISIS to continue, where will they then? Will they try to attack Saudi Arabia, Jordan?
They reject everything out of their circle. Now it's the matter of planning. ISIS may have their own priorities of where to attack first. I do believe that ISIS will be defeated. No question about that. We are just talking about when. And I will repeat again that if the world wants to destroy ISIS quickly, there is a need for more serious engagement by all sides. If you leave it to the local forces, it will take a longer time, and ISIS will be able to threaten not only this region, but also, the rest of the world, in the West, Far East, wherever you may imagine. So that depends really on the commitments of all these forces that have an interest in defeating and eradicating ISIS. But I do believe that ISIS has no future. But the longer they stay, the more threatening they become.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you.